I put out a post on my Instagram story a couple days ago asking for some trading mindset questions, and I've got four really good ones. So I'm going to be running through those questions on today's Q&A. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first question is how to prepare your psychology for a 2023 recession. Okay, so this is first and foremost assuming that there's going to be a recession in 2023. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But it's something that is smart to be prepared for, right? Because if it does happen, what can we do? Now, I think one of the best things that you can do for your psychology as a trader, as an investor, as an entrepreneur, as someone who's self-employed, is to have adequate cash savings. And having 6 to 12 months of cash stashed in the bank that you won't necessarily need, but is there as assurance for your psychology that everything's okay. If the income stops, or if you're going to drawdown as a trader, or your investments go into drawdown, you've got cash savings there to take care of bills, to take care of food, rent, those types of things. The cash savings, obviously you're not going to make anything on that money, but what it is you're not going to make anything financially, but what it is you're going to be making a whole lot on psychological reassurance, and you're not going to be stressed out your brain. So one of the best things, and one thing I focus on quite a bit, is just having adequate cash savings to bring stability to my life and to bring stability to my psychology. The next thing here to prepare psychologically for the 2023 recession is you can prepare your psychology very easily by going in there and just asking yourself, what are the risks? What are the reasonable and realistic risks in 2023? And how can I mitigate those risks in advance? If you spend some time journaling this or writing it down and going in there and identifying what is everything that could go wrong this year that I can think about in foresight, and then how can I actually plan for those things? What are 3 action steps I can do to lower the probability of that impacting me? And what are 3 things I can do that if it did happen to me, that I could lower the impact of that? So write down the risk. Let's say, for example, one of the risks here is my portfolio going into 50% drawdown if there's a recession. Okay, I would be sitting down with a pen and pad. I would be asking myself, what are 3 action steps I can take right now to lower the probability of that happening to me? What can I do? Can I, diversify my portfolio? Can I hedge against my portfolio? Can I put some of it into cash? I don't know, whatever is reasonable and realistic for you. And then the next thing is, okay, if my portfolio did drop 50%, what are 3 action steps I can take then to lower the impact on that? And by the way, a great one to lower the impact and probabilities to have cash savings. Having cash savings there gives you time to ride out the recessions and to ride out the dips. If we have a look at the stock market, the S&P, the Aussie market, any stock market out there, any index, you'll see that through significant recessions, the market dipped 50%, but it also took out highs not very long after. So the last little tip here I'm going to give you for the recession is, as well as having good cash savings, as well as preparing for what you perceive are the biggest risks with actionable insights and actionable steps, the third thing is I would really try and shift your perception away from thinking recessions are bad. Now, I have no doubt, and I'm not denying the fact that recessions, people lose their jobs, and there are challenges through recessions, but there are also challenges through boom markets as well. So I really want each of you guys to be thinking from the perception and from the standpoint that recessions are actually opportunities. There's a lot of stocks, for example, that are discounted. There are a lot of properties that are discounted. There are a lot of things that you can buy very cheap and at discounted rates. And there's a lot of opportunities that come from recessions. Whenever we're challenged, we become more entrepreneurial. And maybe that's for a lot of people that if they do lose their job, or if they do have financial hardships, there's accountability there to be more entrepreneurial, to start that business you wanted to start, or to do that thing you've always wanted to do. So there are opportunities to recessions. I think what you have to do is train yourself to find opportunities when everybody's screaming in the streets and there's panic in the streets. So those are my 3 tips to how to prepare psychologically for 2023 recession. Have cash savings. Make sure you're shifting your perception to recessions, to try and find the opportunities in the challenging times. And the third one is to mitigate the risks with actionable steps that you can take right now to mitigate the effects of the recession in your life. Okay, but I like that question, thank you. Now, what's more important, trading psychology or trading strategy? Okay, this is a great question. Now, I obviously run Master Your Trading Mindset, which is specifically an education and performance coaching business to help traders who already have a trading strategy learn proven mindset techniques and strategies to have market success. And I focus only on the mindset component. And I show you how to organize your trading plan, to put into checklists and make it very process-based. But what I teach is the psychology behind decision-making and becoming a better trader. And from what I've seen from working with clients and having students come through my 12-week program, is that those who do really well with the mindset strategies and techniques are those who already had a profitable system, obviously. Now, you can't have a crappy system that's not profitable and then do mindset work thinking that that's going to fix your system. But you certainly can't have a very profitable system and expect yourself to consistently execute on that if you don't have the proper mindset. So my question, what's more important? The question is, what's more important? My answer to that is they're both important, but what I would be thinking more so is, how do you allocate your time, your energy and resources throughout the journey? And what I've always suggested is that initially for that first 6 months to maybe a year, you're putting 80 to 90%, maybe 80 to 90% of your energy, time and effort into finding and testing and developing a profitable system. But then once you have that, you then want to, still do a little bit of testing, still upkeep the system, but then you want to turn your focus to putting 70, 80, 90% of your time into empowering your mindset and learning the psychological principles and learning the strategies and the things I teach in the 12-week program to be able to manage your psychology, because you won't be able to consistently execute on your trading plan if you have fear and greed running and you're run by fear and greed. And you won't be able to consistently execute on your trading plan if you haven't structured and empowered your life, because there's going to be distractions in other areas of life that are going to impact your trading. And if you haven't addressed shame and guilt, you won't be able to hold on to the money that you make in the markets. So there are so many psychological things that once you have a proper proven strategy that works, once you implement the psychological stuff, it's going to help you become more consistent, more sustainable in the long run. So what's more important? Trading psychology or trading strategy, they're both important. They're both incredibly important. But I would focus on finding a profitable strategy first, and then focus afterwards on empowering your psychology to ensure that you can actually trade that system properly. Now, the third question kind of ties into the second one. Do people use improve your mindset as a scapegoat to not having a profitable strategy? And the simple answer there is yes. You obviously want to have a profitable strategy first, and you want to make sure that your system is profitable. Now, how do you do that? The simplest way you can do this is by going through previous trading data, and you can have a look and you can see how profitable is your system over previous trading data. A year and a half of data should give you an indication of, does your system have a positive expectancy, a positive strike rate, positive risk to reward. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future, but the most we can do as traders is trade previous data and expect, through the self-fulfilling nature of the market, that that's going to repeat itself in the future. So I'm sure there are many people who say, improve your mindset. I need to improve my mindset, but in actual fact, they need to refine their system and make sure they have that. That's why I always say in my my YouTube, in my 12-week program, that the first place we're going to start is by organizing your trading system, your trading plan, getting that in order before you actually build the mindset principles on top of that. So it goes both ways. You need both as a trader. You need a profitable system. You also need a profitable mindset to make money in the long run. And then the fourth question here, we've got one more, is the single most important thing a trader should do with their mindset. Okay, that's a great question. Now, before we get into that, I just want to say I would love to do more of these Q&As. They're obviously very casual. I just put the camera on, I sit back, and I answer the questions that I get through the week. So if you guys and girls have more questions, message me on Instagram, post them in the YouTube comments, and I'll do more of these Q&As because I think they're very useful. They obviously offer tailored insights to some of you guys. And then you also get answers, even if you didn't ask the question, you also get insights from it as well. So I think these are very cool dynamics to do. Okay, so the last question is the single most important thing you could do as a trader for your mindset. From what I've seen over the last 6.5 years through my own journey and through working with clients, I personally think that if you were to do one thing with your mindset and implement that right now, it's all about managing your expectations before any given position. And what a lot of traders are doing is they're not actually trading the market in front of them. They're not trading the real market. But what they've done is they've created fantasies and ideas of what they think is going to happen next in the market in their mind. And you've heard me talk about the virtual market, right? And traders create these ideas of what they think is going to happen. And they're trading those. They bring these ideas, they bring these fantasies on what they think is going to happen next. They go to the real market, they project them onto the real market, and lo and behold, they don't work. They get humbled by the market, and they take loss after loss after loss. So it's very important to be present with the real market and be attentive to the real market and ask the real market, what are you communicating to me? Or at least be open to that information. But we can't do that. We can't be open to the real market and what it's trying to communicate to us if we create these expectations and fantasies in our mind of what we think is going to happen next. Because what's going to happen on a psychological level is we're going to have something called confirmation bias kick in. And what happens in our mind is we only then let in information that supports what we want to happen in the market, to support our belief, to support our idea. So we're literally blocking ourselves from very important information the market's trying to communicate to us. And all we're bringing in is what already supports our bias, our idea, our expectation. So the single most important thing that a trader can do to improve their decision making, to lower their emotional volatilities, is have self-awareness before they get into a position on what are my expectations from this particular position. What am I expecting it to give me or bring me, or where am I expecting it to go? Write down all those expectations, and then before you get into it, you have to ground those expectations. You have to question yourself and your own ideas and your own beliefs and really ask, does anybody have any idea of what's going to happen next? And the answer is no. Nobody truly knows what's going to happen next because the market encompasses all of mass psychology within it. Nobody has any idea of what's going to happen next. Okay? So any expectations on the outcome that we bring are unrealistic and they don't have any weight in the real market. So we need to question those and quiet them down. And we just need to ask ourselves a very simple question. Is what the market's presenting to us, does that align with our trading plan? And if it does, you take the trade, but grounding those expectations before with no expectations on the outcome. And if the market isn't presenting an opportunity that aligns with our trading plan, we have to be aware that those expectations of what we think the positive outcome we're going to get from that market doesn't impulsively drive us to taking a trade that doesn't align with our trading plan. And I've created the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool. It's a completely free tool that I know thousands of you guys have downloaded and actually used, which is amazing to see. There's a link in the description below, and you can start using that tool right now to help build self-awareness about what expectations you have before trades, ground those expectations so you make more process-based decisions in alignment with your trading plan. And you actually, now that you don't have any expectations in the market, you've got nothing to be angry at if the market doesn't go your way. So you lower the emotional volatilities you experience as a trader. I think this is the single most important thing a trader can do. And I've created the Bulletproof Mindset tool to help you guys and girls do that. And my whole 12-week program is designed in a way to actually go in and address the subconsciously stored information that drives those expectations. So the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool will help you become aware of what those expectations are and ground them. But when we go into the 12-week program and we go, especially in week 5, what we actually do is we go and address and we neutralize the judgments, the previous judgments that are driving those expectations. You see, if we have a lot of pleasure in the past over a certain win, and we haven't seen the drawbacks to that, or we have a large, very painful loss in the past, and we haven't learned to see the benefits of that, that's going to project forward into the future. And when we come to the market to trade, we're going to try and avoid the pain of losing that we experienced in the past and seek after the pleasure of winning by projecting unrealistic expectations, and it's going to create a vicious cycle. So the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool is the first step in managing that. The 12-week program is the next step in actually going in there and addressing all of these unaddressed things in the past, so you can free yourself up and you can actually start sticking to your trading plan. So yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, but that's the whole point of these Q&As. We just get as much information out as possible. But yeah, we've talked about a lot today. Any other questions, message me on Instagram, drop in the YouTube comments. I'm gonna be doing more of these because I know they're valuable. I've done a few in the past, and you guys and girls have sent through a huge amount of feedback on the Q&As. But I hope you're all having a very profitable and momentous start to 2023. We are a month into 2023, so if you need a checkup from the neck up, as they say out here in Australia, make sure you check out some of my other YouTube videos. I've got a great 3-part series that's going to help you get your goals in order, your trading plan in order, and your mindset in order. Go and watch that if you really need a better start to 2023. That's going to help get you trading in order. If you really want the most profound start to 2023, check out the 12-week program and put yourself in the best possible position to win this year, to have the most profitable year with your trading, to have the best year with your mindset and with your life in general. If you're interested in that, make sure you check out the 12-week program. That will be a game changer for you. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I look forward to seeing you all in the next Q&A.